What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Hope y'all are having a great day so far. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Wednesday afternoon. So we have a lot of updates in regard to the upcoming severe weather event. You guys are definitely want to stay tuned for that. But anyways, guys, if you are new to the channel, obviously welcome. Hope you're doing good, and consider hitting that subscribe button on the way out. But anyways, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. Alrighty, guys, so we're taking a look here at the radar view in regard to what is currently going on here across the country. We are monitoring a bit of precipitation across the nation. Across the upper northwest, we are dealing with a bit of rain shower activity across bits of Washington into Idaho. More towards the southwestern side here of the country. We're talking more like Colorado, seeing a little bit of rain shower activity here. Towards the north, basically on the northwestern side of the Ohio Valley, anywhere such as southern Wisconsin, we are seeing a bit of snow as well. And across the northeast, we have a bit of snow and rain shower activity here across bits of Vermont, New Hampshire, and bits of Maine. Across the southeast, relatively nice day today, relatively dry conditions, relatively clear skies across the region. Pretty nice day across a lot of these areas here. So, other than that, nothing too crazy is going on right now, but that's going to change the further we move down in time. Alright, so guys, now we're taking a look here at the eyes in the sky in regard to the current conditions across the nation. Like I was saying, across the southeast, it's relatively dry and absolutely a beautiful day. It is quite warm. We're talking temperatures here in the 70s. We're going to discuss that more here in a second. It looks like some thunderstorms might be firing off here across bits of Colorado. What we were actually looking at might actually be some thunderstorm activity, because you can kind of see these puffy clouds going on here, basically showing that there's some cumulonimbus towers going on. Across the upper northwest, we're seeing a lot of cloud cover here as well, mostly overcast skies. The southwest here, basically the bits of the northern plains as well, and the southeast looking relatively clear for the most part, but we do have a lot of overcast conditions across bits of the western Ohio Valley, the eastern side, and into the north. Alright, so guys, we're dealing with a pretty beautiful day this afternoon here. We're talking temperatures here in the 70s and 80s across a lot of the central and southern portions of the country here. Basically, where I'm drawing here just south of it is where you break into the 70s. Overall, a very, very warm day here across bits of the south. Looking pretty nice here for today, especially across the southeast where you're seeing no cloud cover. Absolutely beautiful conditions. Here across Florida, obviously it's a little bit more hot, but when isn't Florida that hot? I mean, really, we're talking temperatures here in the near 90-degree mark here. Across bits of southern plains here in Texas, we're talking 70s and lower 80s. Absolutely beautiful. Across the northeast, it's a little bit more chilly here, obviously. Some areas here kind of reaching towards 30 degrees, kind of near the Buffalo area here. We're talking more 40s and 50s along the coast here. For the northern portions here of the country and into the northwest, we're dealing with more 40s and 50s. Overall, pretty nice day for today in regard to things. Alright, so guys, now we're taking a look here at the future radar view in regard to what is expected to happen here down the line. We're taking a look here at the NAM 3-kilometer model in regard to things. Now, this model is not perfect. I want to go ahead and say that. Just get an idea based off of what it has to say. Don't expect it to be precise by any means. So, if you look at the left-hand side of the screen, you guys will see we do have the time here. This is indicated here in Eastern Time. If you guys are in the Central Time Zone, just simply subtract an hour, and you'll be right there. So, across the upper northwest, we are currently seeing a lot of those rain showers, as we were actually seeing there on the actual radar view. Some thunderstorm activity here across bits of the, basically the central portions here of the plains into the southwest here. Kind of where we were seeing, the action going on there on the satellite view. And across the northeast, we are dealing with a bit of snow across bits of Vermont, New Hampshire, and bits of the northern portions here of Maine, as well as some rain kind of following behind it. Now, this is actually going to continue here really over the next several days here. We're going to continue to see these thunderstorms drive its way through the central part of the country here. Maybe some rain, rain showers and thunderstorms across bits of the Midwest as well as we continue here into tomorrow. Now, watch out that snow across the upper northeast here. It's going to continue into Maine here for the next few days, really. Some thunderstorm activity here across the central and basically the western side of the eastern side of the country here. We're going to continue to see a lot of thunderstorm activity here over the next several days. We're going to talk more about the thunderstorms here right now. But anyways, guys, I want to go ahead and pause the video here for 1 second. I want to go ahead and say that we do have a pretty cool merch page. If you guys do want to check it out, link is also in the description. Alrighty, guys, so now we're moving on here to the official forecast in regard to our upcoming severe weather here. So we are expecting severe weather over the next several days, so we're going to give you all the information that you guys need to know in order to stay safe. So we're taking a look here at the Day 1 Convective Outlook. This is your thunderstorm forecast here for today. This is your official forecast from the Storm Prediction Center. So we do have a severe threat here for today. So you might notice there's actually 3 shades going on. We have a light green, we have a dark green, and a yellow. The light green basically shows that some thunderstorms could be possible. Honestly, this actually looks like a duck here. But anyways, the light green basically shows that some thunderstorms could be possible. They're not really expected to be severe by any means. However, once you move into the dark green, that's where that does change. So there's a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest in potential here of severe weather, and 5 being the highest in potential here. 5 basically indicated here in the pink, and the 1 indicated here in the green. Now, across the dark green, we have severe threat level 1 out of 5, the lowest severe threat, but it is a possibility we could see some damaging winds, basically 58 miles per hour or more. No tornadoes is actually a concern here, no tornadoes. Damaging winds could be up to 58 miles per hour or more across the 5% zone, and hail is a 5% chance, basically showing that you could have some hail events, maybe up to an inch in diameter. Some events could be a little bit higher. Just kind of what we are expecting is around an inch zone. So then we do have a severe threat level 2 out of 5. Okay, we have a little bit more higher of a severe threat. Like I said, though, no tornadoes is a concern. This is for damaging winds. We have a 15% chance here, an increased probability. But for the same thing, though, we are basically showing that now we have a 15% chance we could have those damaging winds 58 miles per hour or more across the yellow shaded color here. This does include almost all of the western panhandle here of Oklahoma, the northern portion here of the panhandle of Texas, and the southwestern side here of Kansas. Okay, so then we move on here for tomorrow. We do have another severe threat, but we just have a severe threat level 1 out of 5 across bits of the same, near the same regions here, across the central and southern portions here of the plains. Also, a small portion here across the northwestern side of Nebraska. Now, tornadoes, once again, not a concern here for tomorrow. Damaging winds and hail are also the concerns here. So, like I said, this basically shows we have a 5% chance we could have damaging winds 58 miles per hour or more, as well as some of those hail events could get up to 1 inch in diameter. All right, so guys, now we move into Friday, and this is where things are going to go down. So you might notice we actually have another shade here. We have severe threat level 3 out of 5 here in effect for Friday. Like I said, light green basically shows that some thunderstorms could be possible. They're not expected to be severe. However, they do start with that dark green shade. So across bits of the Midwest into the central plains here, all the way down into the southern plains here, we actually do have the threat for severe weather here on Friday. All types of severe weather is expected. Large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes is all going to be a concern here for Friday. There is no breakdown here in the Storm Prediction Center, but I can actually tell you that. I mean, look at this. We go ahead and zoom down here. It says severe thunderstorms capable of all hazards, being large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes, are going to be, expected here, or possible here for Friday afternoon into Friday night across the regions here. So that's what we need to look out for. Severe threat level 1 out of 5 across the dark green, 2 out of 5 across the yellow, and the greatest chance is across the orange here, severe threat level 3 out of 5. So here's where things even get crazier. So then we move into Saturday. Look at this. We have another severe threat. It's actually measured here in percentages now. Across bits of the Midwest into the western Ohio Valley here for Saturday. We move into Sunday, now across the western side of Texas. Then we move into Monday, like I was saying here. I am expecting this to occur here over the next several days here. This is for Monday, across bits of southern Oklahoma and northeastern Texas here. And then we move into Tuesday, where its predictability too low. Basically showing that, there is not the potential. I mean, basically, this is not showing that this can happen. It's just showing that right now, it's a little bit too far out, in which we need to continue monitoring this. Honestly, there's going to be a lot of instability in the atmosphere, as we are about to see here in the next slide in regard to things. And honestly, thunderstorms with severity can be expected. Okay, so guys, we're getting ready to move into the models in regard to things, but first of all, I want to go ahead and say, guys, if you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you guys would like to support the channel and help us out with equipment and stuff like that, we do have our donation link in the description. You guys can check it out if you would like to support the cause, just letting you guys know. So let's go ahead and get into the models, and let's see what we can expect here. Alrighty guys, so now we're moving on here into the models in regard to things. We're taking a look here first at the NAM model. We're just going to take a look here for Friday, because obviously I'm going to wait to do the other days here, because, obviously this will kind of push into a lengthy video for 1 and 2. Honestly, the models are still a little bit sketchy. I'm going to kind of wait for those mid-range models to come in here. So we're taking a look here at the instability which is in the atmosphere. Like I said before, think of it as your fuel tank. If you have a lot of fuel, it's going to get you pretty far. And if you don't have much fuel, then obviously that's not going to be too good. So we're taking a look here at the energy that's in the atmosphere. So we're looking for values here really over 500 to produce any type of severe weather here. But honestly, like I said, the Goldilocks zone is here in the 1,000 and plus range. So we move here into time. If you guys want to follow in time, it's still on the upper left hand corner here. We're going to see all of this warm air start driving its way up here into the country. So we're taking a look here for late Friday, because Friday is where we have that big enhanced risk like I was talking about. We're literally talking here 2,000 instability here. We're actually talking some instances near 3,000, actually some above 3,000 here across bits of Kansas. So southeastern bits of Nebraska into northeastern Kansas, I believe, is going to be the greatest threat for the severe weather event. But there's something a little bit fishy going on here. You might notice that there's actually some striped lines going on here. I explained this before. This is your cap. Now, like I said before, think of it as a bottle. So thunderstorms, they want to rise. You know, thunderstorms rise. You know, they start off with the warm air going into the cold environment, and they start rising and rising. But the thing is imagine a blanket that's on top of the atmosphere preventing anything from rising, such as this bottle here. If I was to squeeze this bottle, none of the air that's inside the bottle would be able to come out because it's basically holding itself. So what happens here is a thunderstorm would not be able to rise. It would not be able to develop and mature into an actual severe thunderstorm. But the areas here we start to see that, you know, that striped line disappear. That's where that cap comes off. You want that cap to be off for severe weather to happen here. Now, this model is actually showing that there is a pretty strong cap that's in effect here. The more we do move towards that area of low pressure right on the eastern side, you can see how it kind of arcs right here. It does show that that cap does weaken, in which, honestly, I do expect thunderstorms to fire off here. So thunderstorms could have a bit of trouble firing off tomorrow just because that cap is pretty tight on your atmosphere here. And so we're going to have to see what this shows. So we're going to grab a sounding here across bits of the east central portion here of Kansas. We're going to see what this has to say. I don't expect you guys to know what this means here. So what this is telling me from my professional perspective here is that we have a very dry atmosphere. This is looking at the atmosphere from a side angle, and I can tell you right now, right off the bat, that hail is going to be a very large concern here, considering how dry the atmosphere actually is here. So at the surface, we have our winds blowing to the north here, and as we go up in elevation, kind of around 9 kilometers, this does shoot its way here to the east. So we're seeing some, you know, turning wind shear. We're seeing that wind direction turn as you go up in the, up in the atmosphere here, which is going to allow for some spin to kick off if any thunderstorm decides it does want to form here. So we could have some hail as well as some rotating thunderstorms, which might allow for supercells and, unfortunately, some tornadoes being a concern here. We're looking also down here for the D-Cape. This is basically your energy here in a downdraft. That warm air that goes up, it cools down and it drops back down. That cold air that hits the ground here has a lot of energy in it, in which it could cause some very large damaging winds in excess of 80 miles per hour being possible. So all types of severe weather, like I said, guys, is going to be a concern here for Friday. We're going to go ahead and grab here another sounding. We're going to call this one across near Oklahoma City. There's a pretty strong cap, like I was saying here. So we're going to take a look at the sounding here and see what this has to say in regard to things. Like I said, I don't expect you guys to know how to read this here. So there's your cap right there. That little bulge that you see going out here, this line basically shows you where your energy's at. If you're, the red line here, if it's on the left side of this blue line here, it shows that air is wanting to rise. But if it's on the other side, if it's on the right side, it's showing that the air wants to sink here. So that's going to prevent any thunderstorms from forming here across Oklahoma City. Really, really dry atmosphere still across the region. If thunderstorms do end up somehow breaking, it'll be very, very dry, and large hail will certainly be a concern here. Tornadoes also a very big possibility, and damaging winds in excess of 80 miles per hour over hurricane force can be expected. Anyways, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap up the video here for today. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Like I said before, guys, if you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. It'd be greatly appreciated. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, guys. Thank you all so much for your support. You guys are the best. So we're going to be live here at 8 o'clock like we usually do, so I hope to see you guys there. So like I said, turn on post notifications if you are new to the channel. That way you guys can stay up to date on all the information regarding to these storms. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for joining us today, and I hope to catch you all in the next one. Take care, you guys. I'll see you all soon.